There we go. Hello, guys and pals. My audio wasn't working. So, today I watched Madam Web, and I had really high hopes, mostly because they used the clips of the future as trailer bait, making me think we were gonna see some kind of multi-dimensional Spider-Woman thing, and instead we got fucking blind bitch adopts 3 orphans. They're not even orphans, they're just abandoned by their parents. Conveniently, all their parents aren't, available or good. And I gotta talk about the CGI. The CGI, oh my god. For some reason, there's like maybe 2 clips in the movie where it looks believable and almost Amazing Spider-Man worthy, which by the way came out in like 2012, maybe earlier, if I'm thinking of the right clip. I'll put it in edit. But anyway, let me tell you, the CGI was horrible. There was I don't know if I'll find the clip, but there was one scene at the start of the movie where Amazonian guy was running across the trees while holding the dying mother, and it's so janky. This running speed isn't natural, and it looks like an animation that like someone would make in maybe like animators class in like fucking high school. I know, right? But it's so dumb. And you know how Madam Web is like a multi-dimensional person, like she's the reason why Shattered Webs was kind of like a thing and other shit too. Well, let me just tell you that doesn't happen here. Instead, she's able to see the future when she masters her ability. Spoiler. I'll put a spoiler before I say that. Essentially, she doesn't see different dimensions, but she can see the future of a and it's in the same universe. And it just so happens that these spiders in the Amazon make these people have spider abilities. And it looks like they're hyping up this movie as a like prequel or a first movie because there's flashes to the future where these women have spider powers and all that shit. And the thing is, those are barely seen in like the movie. Like 90% of it isn't that, but in the trailer it's just that. So they spoil what the villain's gonna be already at the start of the movie. It's not even like a twist. They don't even try to I mean, I know at the start of the movie he already like kills the mom, but like, come on, it's just so bad. Like honestly, they could have done okay. I'll when I'm more awake and I work on this video more, but let me just talk about like what changes could have been made. First off, a whole rework of the fucking movie and budget apparently, because the CGI again is horrible. It's janky at times. It doesn't. It's worse than 2012 Amazing Spider-Man. Like it's that bad. They could have, if they raised the budget, made it a multiverse movie, which they could have. And multiversal shit is still kind of hype because but Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out still, so multiversal shit will still be like, it'll still be trending. Like it'll still be with the times. They could have done that, and then they could have had a crossover of Andrew Garfield and Venom with that shit. And even if not that, they could have had it at the end with like post-credit scenes, so then they could at least confirm if that shit's happening, or do something with Venom, something, dude. And like have Madam Web have this like slow like like it's like a similar kind of like backstory of like Peter, but instead of it being like all that shit, it's like mystic dimensional shit. Like instead of having the ability to web swing and all that, but she like still, I'm guessing she probably still has like super strength. I don't know too much about Madam Web. I just know that she's a boss ass bitch, and they did her dirty in this movie. Okay, also the acting. The acting is so deadpan. It's like, okay, at the start, okay, let me picture you this. The start of the movie, it's a tense driving scene where this lady is potentially dying, and the two characters, the main character and a supportive cast, Uncle Ben, by the way, are driving to get this woman to the hospital, and she runs into 5 obstacles or so, and they're so mundane about it. They don't act like this like woman's life is in danger. They just like are like it's like it's any fucking Tuesday. And I guess like yeah, they're paramedics, so they're probably desensitized to it. It's so deadpan. It's so deadpan. Also, in like later in the movie when the lady this is gonna be a spoiler video, so you know I'm gonna say this now. If you haven't watched the movie, fucking watch it. I don't know why you're this far in. But this basically Madam Web, you know, takes care of these 3 ladies because evil guy is having flashes in the future of them killing him in their superhero forms. And so Madam Web knows that he's gonna kill them, so she protects them, like keeps them in hiding. And there's this scene where they get to the hotel after like the first day of the shit going down, and the morning she teaches them CPR, and one of the characters was kind of like a delinquent asshole and didn't really care for anyone, just really mad all the time. Hold on, my pizza's ready, I'll be back. Pizza time! Okay, oh yeah, CPR scene, right? And this girl's been like basically rude to the whole cast the entire time, and has been snarky and backlashing. And before, okay, backtrack. They're at the diner. This girl makes friends with the 2 girls by just dancing in front of these guys and being basically pervy. I don't know. I guess it's to let loose since there's this guy hunting them and wants to kill them, which kind of makes sense, but still, like, what is this character growth? And then after Madam Web saves them, takes them to the hotel, she's still kind of bratty. And essentially after she teaches them CPR, the bitch goes like, you know, you're a good teacher. And then everything's like flipped. It's a complete shift, and I get like they're condensing basically like what would be maybe a two movies worth of content into one with like a 7 character cast or main like majority cast, you know what I mean, or consistent cast. And because it's so condensed, the story feels so rushed. Everything was kind of bad besides one element, the time loops. Madam Web, before she masters her skills, actually can't control it. So she'll have flashes of the future and think that it already happened. So then when she's flashed to reality before her vision comes true, she thinks she like Groundhog Day'd. And because of that, it's smooth transitions that are really cool, and it invests me. Every time it happens, it invests me, and it's cool. But then right after, they'll do something stupid that ruins the entire scene. I don't know, man. Like, if I had to give it a 0 to 10, probably give it like a 3.5. Just because some scenes of CGI were okay, like 2 or 3. The time loops, which were a decent-ish part of the beginning half, were really good. And there was maybe like a couple of jokes that were funny, like when the main character saves this family and she's basically indifferent to it when this kid tries to give him a gift and doesn't really want it, and Uncle Ben basically says, take the fucking gift, you asshole. And then so she like begrudgingly takes it, and his reaction is so realistic to how everyone probably would have reacted in the theater that I just had the chuckle. It's almost as if they knew that they were making a bad movie. Anyways, I think they just did Madam Web wrong. I think if there was a possibility to redo it, I think they should. But I doubt it, and we're stuck with it now. So who fucking cares at this point?